Well, I think it's very important when you make this commitment that you are a part of not only the board meetings, but these other functions. It's very important to be approachable at the award ceremonies, the graduations, the productions and drama, the festivals that happen at the schools. You're showing your support as a board member to these students' achievements, and you also want to be out there in the community so that parents and community members, if they have questions or concerns, can come to you so that you can then take them back and address them. It's a huge commitment of time. I was very involved with the Catholic Church in a leadership role that I spent 20 to 30 hours just on my volunteer time. I have now resigned from that in hopes that I will be elected so that I can dedicate that time to the school board. It takes a lot of time to research the issues that come up in the agenda so that you are making informed decisions. And I really believe that I can go ahead and give that time and that commitment. I'm a very dedicated individual, and I do feel it's very, very important. There's a perception when board members aren't in attendance to these meetings and these events that it's not important enough for you to attend. And I really, truly believe that this is very important, and I plan on attending as many as possible. I don't want that ever to be the perception that I don't care. Karen?
I thought a lot about this question, and one thing that popped into my mind was Tracy Davis, who I believe is the gold standard for commitment to the school board and attendance to activities. There are certain events that I believe are other than school board meetings, which are a given, that are vitally important for the school board to attend. I think graduation is imperative. Graduation, awards, a lot of those things are scheduled well enough in advance that board members know that they're going on, and I think it's expected and important that they make time for those activities and those events. Board meetings are scheduled a year in advance. It's not hard to figure out when they come. We know when they're here, so I believe that it's important that they should attend as many of the activities in the community as they humanly possible. Realistically, we work. So is every event going to get attended? Not every, but I'm going to try. I want to. I love this community. I've had a good time going to the football game. I went to one of the football games a few weeks ago. I've stopped by the schools for various other activities and events. I just think it is so important as a representative of the district and the community that we're there to support the students, because that's what this is all about. It's not about me. It's not about any of you sitting up there. It's about the students. And it's about them feeling like they're supported and people believe in them. And I think attending is really important. I quit my job at high school. I was the drama teacher at high school the last 2 years. And I left my job after a very lengthy decision-making process to open a school for the arts here in Maricopa. And I'm very excited about that opportunity. I'm sad to leave my students and my coworkers because I love them a lot. But I felt that after a lot of consultation, it was the right thing for me to do. And so being in charge of the School for the Arts and making the schedule, I do not teach any classes on Wednesdays. I made sure that my schedule was clear on those days. And then if anything happens to where we have an alternate meeting, I have subs in place that I've just rounded up to take over for me in case there's an activity that I think I should make sure I'm at. And my husband has already been well instructed that family vacation will be on an off week, that we can make sure that I'm here. And I'm fortunate that I have a very supportive family and friends who are willing to jump in and do what needs to be done so that I can step up as a school board member and support the kids.
There's 2 tough acts to follow. I agree with pretty much everything that both of them have added here. My track record of attending board meetings and participating and talking to parents and teachers is unmatched among the cadres. Having said that, I think Patty and Carrie are catching up to me in time served. So it's refreshing to see that. I would love to see more parents involved. I think it's vitally important that board members are visible to the community. regardless if it's an event at school or not. When I'm out and meet people, I get conversations all the time about what's going on at the school district. That's how I've kind of met most of the people I know in the community. One thing I would like to see, and it's just an idea that I had, was to maybe have board members agree to be like the advocate for particular schools in the district. That way, they're getting some attention from each board member, maybe on a rotating schedule, but where we could attend events, all the events that we can attend at the Saddleback, for example. Someone at the high school would commit to that, and we could rotate on a monthly basis. That way, everybody's touching the community, they're touching the students, and they're participating with the school. I mean, it was mentioned earlier, one of our board members is always at the meetings, is always on campus. From all the teachers that I've spoken with, all of them praise this individual's participation and talking with everybody and making them feel important. So from a board perspective, it's important for us to touch the people and show we care. It's not so much to sit down in the board seat and become a board member. We're a board member all the time out in the community.
Unable to attend tonight's forum due to a prior commitment, but she'd like to assure everyone that before she made the final decision to run for office, she did take this into consideration. In addition to her career, she is involved and on the board of 2 nonprofits, but her commitment for one of the organizations will be up the second week in November. So should she be elected, she will make the commitment for the entire 4-year term. The second organization focuses on financial literature and life skills for high school students, which fits perfectly well with education, and she will remain in place on that board. As many people, she states that she is also very involved and has many activities, but in order to make and keep the commitment to the board position, she says she would be willing to block out her calendar, obviously every Wednesday for board meetings and other community events for the next 4 years, and that will be her #1 priority. And she's a person who follows through on her commitments as other people around her will depend